A habit is a routine of behavior that is repeated regularly and tends to occur subconsciously. Almost 90% of everything you do in your daily life is a result of your habits. A person's life is carved by his habits, so it is important to develop good habits for a healthier and prosperous life. We all, at one point in time, would have decided to start a new habit but have never fulfilled it. We would do it for some days and then eventually stop it. After some time, we again decide to start a new habit, but as we did before, we would stop it in some days. This demotivates us and we fear to start any new habit again. But don't worry, after watching this video completely, your fear will run away. I will explain you the best method to develop a new habit and stick to it. So what is that best method? Let's find it out. In order to develop good habits, I have personally researched and came up with 9 practical steps. These are the most essential and easiest steps to start a new habit. If you follow these steps, I'm sure that you will develop a new habit and stick to it very easily. Let's start. The first step is to decide. Have a clear decision on what habit you would like to start. My recommendation is to decide to start only one habit at a time. For example, decide that from now onwards I will develop a habit of reading books. Don't decide to start multiple habits at once, like wake up early in the morning, meditate, jog every day, read books, etc. Deciding to start multiple habits all at once would eventually lead to stopping all of it, as we won't be able to concentrate on any of those. Your willpower plays an important role in this decision. If you start with only one habit, you tend to continue it and have the willpower as compared to starting many at once. So again, only one habit at a time. It is better to stick to one habit rather than not following any. The second step is to start immediately. Once we have decided to read books every day, we should start the habit as soon as possible. I would say immediately. Most of us tend to wait for a particular period before starting a new habit. For example, if today is Wednesday and you have decided to start a new habit today, you might decide that you will start it from Sunday. Some may decide, let's start from next week, and some next month, and so on. This is completely wrong. You never know, you might change your mind, have a second thought by the time you start this, and you might keep on delaying it. This may lead to never starting of the habit as you might have already forgotten about it. It is never too late to start, so start immediately. The third and the most important step throughout the habit formation is start small. I repeat, start small. This is like the herd for habit formation. It is very important for you to understand this. If you follow this step properly, it's like you have already achieved 80% of your habit formation journey. So what do I mean when I say start small? For example, let's say you have decided to go on a diet. Now, you know that when you are on a diet, you should stop eating junk food, cut down on sugar consumption, start eating veggies, etc. Imagine you have been eating junk food, candies, chocolate cakes, etc. all this while, and suddenly you stopped all of these at once. The very next day you are like totally excited about the diet. You think you're gonna lose weight, get back in shape, look young and beautiful, etc. However, this excitement level decreases a little the next day, a little more the day after, and so on. After about a week later, you cannot control anymore and start eating burgers, pizzas, candies, cakes, and soft drinks. Eventually, you would completely stop the diet and forget about it. This happens when you start big and sudden change. Start small means that you should start your habit only by a small change rather than massive and sudden change. In this example, you should first reduce your sugar consumption for a week or two. Like if you have been drinking 2 cans of Coke, make it to 1. After about 2 weeks, when you are feeling good by consuming less sugar, start cutting down on the junk food slowly and start eating 1 vegetable. Eventually, you will completely turn over to a healthy person by eating healthy foods. This might take some time, but you will stick to it for sure and forever. Another good example is jogging. If you decide to go on for a jog every day, then on the very first day itself, don't run for several miles. You might never want to jog again. On the very first day, jog for only 5 minutes. Continue this for a week or two. Gradually make it to 10 minutes and again continue this for another week or two. Once you are comfortable jogging for 10 minutes, go ahead and increase it for 15 to 20 minutes for the next 2 weeks. In this way, your body will soon adapt to this change and continue the habit very easily. Human beings adapt to change slowly rather than suddenly. So if you start a new habit with a small change and gradually increase it, I'm sure that you will stick to it and continue it throughout lifetime. Leo Babauta, who is an author, says, "Make it so easy you can't say no." As you start small, you might find people teasing you. Huh? Only this much? What difference will it make? Please ignore them. You know that you have just started and you have decided to stick to it. So starting small will have higher chances to continue instead of listening to others and start big and then stop it completely. There will be a time when you will become slim and fit and those who teased you will still be fat. You might then explain this concept to them instead of teasing them back. The next step is to set reminders. As you start a new habit, you might tend to forget it in the beginning days. To remind you about this new habit, set reminders. You could set reminders through your phone or have someone remind you about it, etc. These reminders will help you to consistently follow the habit every day. Soon, you will start to do this habit automatically and you won't need reminders anymore. Step number 5. Do not procrastinate or skip. Be consistent. An action needs to be repeated for it to become a habit. What I mean here is if you decide to read a page of book every day in the morning, then do not delay it to do it in the evening or sometimes later through the day. You might hear your inner voices saying, "I will do it in the evening. I'll skip it now and do twice as much later." If you go for it, this will break the chain of consistency and you might tend to lose interest. For the new habit to happen automatically, you must stay consistent. Habits takes time and effort. Discipline yourself to do it every day at the same time. Step number 6. Track your progress. Never miss over 2 consecutive days until emergencies. We are what we repeatedly do. Bill Durant observed in summarizing Aristotle. For some reason, if you miss a day or two, please start it again by the 3rd day. Never miss more than 2 consecutive days. You should know where you are leading, so track your progress and feel happy about it. If you don't keep a track of progress, you might never know when you missed it or how consistent you are. By keeping a track, you can consistently follow the habit every day. Step number 7. Tell others about your new habit. As you start feeling good about the new habit, tell it to others. Once the others know about it, they will keep an eye on you. Knowing that, you will continue the habit for sure. Once you form that habit, others will be motivated by you and they would also start it. This chain will continue and you will feel good about it. Step number 8. Continue until you feel uncomfortable if you don't do it. Resolve to persist on the new habit until it becomes so automatic that when you do not do it, it becomes uncomfortable. This is the time when you have completed the habit formation and your new habit is formed. You might be thinking, how long will it take to form a new habit? There were several studies done by Dr. Maxwell Maltz who said it requires a minimum of about 21 days to build a new habit. However, over the course of time, people started to say it as it takes 21 days to form a new habit. They actually removed minimum. However, this is not completely true. Recently, there were again studies and experiments made on 100 people for 84 days to understand habit formation. In short, they concluded On an average, it takes more than 2 months before a new behavior becomes automatic, 66 days to be exact. Now, this number 66 days is the average number. There are many factors dependent, like the intelligence of a person, his surrounding, his place of living, his education, etc. Due to these factors, some may form a habit as less as 10 days, while others may even take 6 months to form a new habit. My recommendation is to continue the new habit till you start feeling uncomfortable if you don't do it. It could be 21 days or 66 days, that is completely up to you. The last step is give yourself reward. Now this point can be put after every point. Once you start a new habit and gradually progress on it, give yourself some reward which will motivate you. Reward could be anything like praising yourself, patting off your shoulders, enjoying the benefits of the new habits, etc. There you go. These are the 9 practical steps to form a new habit. I'm sure that if you follow these steps, you can easily form a new habit and stick to it. Go ahead and give it a try. Decide to start only one new habit and try these steps. Comment down below and let me know if this helps. Hit the like button if you like the video and share this video to others. Let everyone know about this. Subscribe to this channel to become smart and be super cool. Remember, you are important. Thank you.